On Saturday, I am marching for our lives.
Students from across the country head to the nation's capital, determined to make a change.
I'm live at Marina Jack, where a March for Lives rally is also happening right here on the Suncoast. This morning, we're speaking to an organizer as well as locals who are heading up to Washington.
And after this week's school shooting in Maryland, one family has to make a tough decision about their teen daughter who was shot that day. We have those stories and more. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Good morning. We have made it to the end of the week, Friday. March 23rd.
It is Friday. Thank goodness, people. We are fully caffeinated, ready to go. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. John Scalzi's in place for details of a beautiful weekend forecast, my friend.
Indeed, it's true. We are looking at a beautiful weekend. Now, the morning is a little bit cooler than it was 24 hours ago. We've already dipped down lower than what we saw as a morning low yesterday. So yesterday we were at 51. We're at 50 now, and we're not done yet. We'll probably be in the 40s here before too very long. Becky in Omayaka has 38 degrees at her place. Now, she's normally at a colder location anyway, but Richard Beaver in Northport comes in at 42 degrees, so chilly around the area. 48, Lakewood Ranch, 47, Parrish, Bradenton, Sarasota coming in at 50, Venice at 53, Inglewood 53, Punta Gorda 53. Temperatures running 5 to 10 degrees below where they were yesterday at this hour. Tide and radar, quiet, no rain in the forecast for today. Plenty of sunshine around, starry skies, lovely weather as we head into the afternoon. We'll top it out warmer, actually, than yesterday, even though we started off cooler, coming in at around 71 or so. Complete forecast for the weekend coming up in just a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thanks, John. Checking the roads first off in Manatee County. Only red we see right now is at the 7301 intersection right there in Manatee County. Let's check farther south right now, the northern half of Sarasota County. University in the eastbound lane around Whitfield, some issues there. Also, if you skip down toward Bee Ridge Road, you'll see some issues there in the eastbound lane around Beneva. South County entirely clear right now at 6:02 on this Friday morning.
Well, right now, people across the country are getting ready to be a part of history. It's all for tomorrow's March for Our Lives event, demanding more be done to end gun violence. Students are motivated, and many have already started traveling to the nation's capital. But for those who can't make it to Washington, D.C., local marches are taking place in cities all across the country. The purpose, to urge lawmakers to seriously tackle the nation's gun issues. And some of Sarasota's very own are participating in March for Our Lives rallies tomorrow.
That'll be at Marina Jack on the Bayfront. Marla Spencer is there right now with a preview. Marla?
Yeah, guys, this morning, so many across the Suncoast, including the Sarasota chapter of Girls Inc., are packing their bags and getting ready to make their way to airports to head over to Washington for that March for Lives rally that's expected to draw close to 50,000 people. Now, we spoke to Julie Sullivan, the Chief Operating Officer of Girls Inc. Sarasota, and she tells me gun violence and school safety is their top priority, concern, and reason for their visit to Washington. She says Girls Inc. inspires girls to be strong, smart, and bold, and this march and the students of Parkland is the modern day example of that. Sullivan also tells me Girls Inc. Sarasota is strongly supporting the march and the Parkland victims. She tells me many of her girls going with her to the march are in high school, and she also says this hits a soft spot for her girls who are in high school.
The march is on Saturday, but the movement will not be done after Saturday. I think this is going to continue until you know, we're on our way, but we have only taken baby steps, so there's a long way to go. So it's going to keep going until we get to where we need to be.
And that local Girls Inc. chapter, they will be heading out of Sarasota, going into Washington later on tonight. Coming up at 6:30, we're talking to an organizer of the local March for Lives rally that'll be happening right here at Marina Jack, why she supports the cause. That's straight ahead at 6:30. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. For the latest on this story and others, check out our new app under the App Store at My Suncoast or WWSB.
A 16-year-old 14-year-old girl who was shot by her classmate inside a Maryland high school earlier this week has been taken off of life support. Jaylene Wiley was shot by her classmate Austin Rollins at Great Mills High School on Tuesday in Maryland. A school resource officer arrived within a minute of that shooting and fired a shot at Rollins. Still not quite clear yet whether Rollins died from the officer's shot or if he took his own life. 14-year-old Desmond Barnes was also shot, but he has since been released from the hospital.
Well, both Florida senators are backing a new gun control bill. Senators Marco Rubio and Bill Nelson, as well as Jack Reed of Rhode Island, presented the red flag bill in Washington. It encourages states to give law enforcement the authority to prevent people who pose a threat to themselves or others from purchasing firearms.
Well, the goal of this legislation is to create an incentive for the rest of the states to do what Florida and 5 other states have already done. And that is put in place strong extreme protection risk orders so that law enforcement and family members have a tool that they can use to go to court, convince a judge that this person is dangerous, and take away their guns before they can take away anyone's lives.
And as Senator Rubio just suggested, Florida passed the red flag bill in Tallahassee earlier this month.
Well, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is sending 250 Drug Enforcement Agency officers to areas hit the hardest by the opioid epidemic. He made that announcement in Tallahassee yesterday morning. Now, Sessions plans to work with state and local task forces to target drug traffickers and corrupt medical professionals. Sessions also reiterated his stance on capital punishment for large-scale drug traffickers.
Back on Capitol Hill and new this morning, Congress avoids another government shutdown, at least for now. With less than 24 hours to the deadline, lawmakers passed a massive spending plan. An after-midnight vote sends a $1.3 trillion plan to the president's desk. It keeps the government funded through September with more military and domestic spending. Okay, back in this area now, big story, a leadership shakeup at the Northport Police Department. The assistant police chief, Mike Pelfrey, has been placed on paid leave after a complaint was filed for an undisclosed reason. He's worked there since 2015 before coming to Northport. He worked with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office for 26 years. Pelfrey's leave is an interesting time right now because, of course, the current police chief, Kevin Vespia, is set to retire next week, and his replacement has not yet been chosen.
And an important update now involving Manatee Memorial Hospital. Now, earlier this morning, we told you the hospital was experiencing problem with their phone lines, but now they've given us the all clear. They are alerting patients on social media that their phone lines have all been restored. All numbers are working as they should be. Well, Portuguese man-o'-wars are washing up on Suncoast beaches. Sarasota County lifeguards have reported that they have seen them on Casey and Siesta and Lido Keys. Now, man-o'-wars, of course, they are these guys right here. They have long tentacles, typically around 30 feet long. You know one when you see one. They also have stinging cells, and they can even sting, this is an important note, they can even sting when they're out of the water. So you definitely want to avoid touching with them, or if you are swimming and see one, get away from them. It's also a good idea to check out the beach warning flags at the lifeguard towers before heading out into the water, particularly this weekend if you want to maybe go to the beach a little bit.
I was stung 25 years ago, and I still haven't forgotten that.
I know, my daughter was stung too. She was stung, actually here in Florida. It was on in Venice Beach.
Is that right?
Yeah, she got stung. That was a long day.
Yeah,
It was a long day.
I bet it was, Mom. Still ahead, first alert traffic and
a healthy amount of exercise might be just a little bit easier than we think. We're going to tell you just how little exercise you actually need when we come back.
baseball today. Ed Smith Stadium. The Rays will be in town to play the Orioles' second to last game. Tomorrow's the final game against the Twins at 6:05 p.m. We'll have more about baseball, but first, local weather from John Scalzi.
Yeah, it looks good for outdoor activities and for your morning commute as well. None of the inclement weather boxes checked this morning. Temperatures are going to be pleasant enough, a little on the cool side to start, low 50s as you head out the door for your morning commute, and then upper 60s as you head home. Pollen count today, well, it's not so good. 10 today, but a 9 tomorrow, with trees being the biggest culprits. We'll be right back with your forecast.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves him green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yep, kind of chilly this morning. 50-degree air temperature, dew point value coming in low as well at 36, making the air very dry. So if you're heating the air in your home this morning, it's going to feel even drier than the 59 relative humidity that I'm posting on this board. Probably have relative humidities coming in the 40s, almost desert-like in your home this morning. We'll start to work on that dew point value as we head into the weekend. Winds right now are more or less out of the north, and that's drawing down that really dry air. But as we head into the weekend, we'll start to turn those winds a little bit more to the east, and that will help to bring in some Atlantic moisture and kind of make it a little bit more comfortable for a lot of people who suffer from that low humidity effect. 47 degrees in Parrish and Bradenton, 48 Lakewood Ranch, 50 in Sarasota, 53 in Venice and Inglewood, 56 Longboat Key. Inland temperatures uniformly in the mid-40s. Chilly start to the morning, but we warm nicely, 53 degrees by the time we get to about 9 o'clock this morning. Then the warm-up starts. It gets underway and carries us right into the 70s today. Haven't seen 70s for several days, so it'll be nice to be back there. Plenty of sunshine, low relative humidity, no rain in the forecast, lower wind speeds, exquisite afternoon in store for us. Radar not showing much in the way of any kind of rainfall anywhere across the state. In fact, it's going to be hard to squeeze out a drop of rain anywhere in the deep south today because of this dry air that is in place, indicated here by these tan colorizations. Heading to the Atlanta airport, Raleigh-Durham, Charlotte airports all look just fine weather-wise today. In fact, a lot of the country does. Our nor'easter has departed. back to the west, we still have this area of low pressure that's developed, producing mountain snows and lower elevation rains. That is going to dive southward, but still kind of ride over the area of high pressure that's kind of protecting us from any weather. So traveling today, it should be a-okay weather-wise. High pressure for us initially directs our winds out of the north. But here's what happens over the course of the next several days. We'll watch that high migrate out to the east. Our winds shift to the east, even to the southeast, and that helps to bring back the moisture. And it also starts the warming trend that carries our daytime high temperatures back to near 80 degrees. So warm-up starts today, rain-free this weekend, and then nice weather next week. And I mean nice. We'll have temperatures near the 80-degree mark all week long, it looks like. So beach and boating forecast calls for much better conditions today and really straight through the weekend than we've experienced over the last couple of days. North wind coming in at about 5 to 10. Gets a little bit stronger as we head into the evening, 10 knots or so as it begins to surge. Maybe a little bit of a sea breeze right near the coast, then northeast again tomorrow morning. 2 to 4 foot seas, choppy on your bay and inland waters. It'll take a little while for that chop to come down. 7 o'clock will be our low tide. Then another high tide comes our way at 10:33, followed by another low tide at 4:39 this evening. So the forecast looks like this. It's a pretty good one, actually. Today's daytime high tops out at 71. Our nighttime low tonight slightly warmer than this morning, but still on the cool side, cool, crisp side. And then on Saturday, absolutely spectacular. Lots of sunshine, low humidity, temperature 76, lower wind speeds. The seas become flatter if you're a boater. Look for an overnight low of about 10 degrees warmer Saturday night into Sunday morning. Sunday, fingers crossed, I think a lot of us, especially inland, will hit the 80-degree mark. I'll go with 80 at the airport. It might not touch 80. It might get to 78, 79, but it's going to be pretty darn close. And then as we head into the beginning of next work week, we start off warm and we stay warm each and every day with temperatures near 80 degrees. Absolutely beautiful weather. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Good weather out there this morning. A little chilly in your first alert traffic, but other than that, nothing too bad out there. Starting to see some slowdowns right there on 301, as of course, and the normal slowdowns that we've got if you're heading into Bradenton on either one of those bridges. If you're heading into Sarasota this morning, those roads are still running pretty good. 301, you can see a slowdown right there as you pass by University Parkway heading south. Some slowdowns on Fruitville as well as Bee Ridge Road. Just some slight slowdowns, nothing too big to be worried about. And then a little farther south in the county, those roads are looking actually pretty decent down there too. Not too much to see. Even 41 is running pretty good, except for you make that South Bend Venice. As you pass that area, you're going to run into some slowdowns. But other than that, your traffic is looking pretty good out there. It's 6:17 this morning.
On to Health Smart now. How much do you exercise and how do you exercise? ABC's Stephanie Ramos shows us the benefits of short bursts of working out.
A healthy amount of exercise may be easier than you think, according to new research from Duke University. In a study of nearly 5,000 adults from 2003 to 2006, physical activity was tracked using a wearable fitness device. They were looking at moderate to vigorous movement and at whether that exercise lasted under 5 minutes, which they termed sporadic, or longer, which they called continuous. After following their health for 6 years, a surprising conclusion: it didn't seem to matter whether exercise came in short bursts or longer bouts. The health benefits were similar. So it doesn't matter how you get there, as long as your moderate to vigorous exercise adds up to the recommended 150 minutes a week. You win. With this Medical Minute, I'm Stephanie Ramos for ABC News.
Can they please get on a study of the exercise benefits of 7 minutes a day?
You're
Can
trying
work
that?
on that?
Yeah.
I'm going to try this. My new plan.
I did the math. 25 minutes, 6 days a week will do it.
That's good. That's not bad. And it's not. And once you get going, that time goes by fast.
Just watch TV.
Right. Treadmill. Watch TV.
Good morning, Suncoast.
That's right.
Still ahead on this program.
Protests overnight in the wake of a police shooting in Sacramento. Demonstrators are shutting down an entire freeway. Marla?
And March for Lives rallies happening all across the country, including right here on the Suncoast at Marina Jack. This morning, we're speaking to an organizer of that march, as well as people here on the Suncoast who are heading up to Washington for that rally.
We are off to a slightly chillier start right now. It's 52 degrees, 7 degrees colder than yesterday at this moment. Should see a high today of 71 and plenty of sunshine. You're living in paradise and watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call. Let us give you some peace of mind.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long con.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
My goal every day when I come into work at ABC 7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
There's a live picture of New York. Some grim news there today. A firefighter was killed last night in Harlem, fighting a fire there on a movie set, a movie starring Ed Norton and Bruce Willis. So that is the top story in New York this morning. More on that this morning on Good Morning America. New details now about a very transitional time for Toys R Us. Just as they announced liquidation plans, their founder has passed away. Charles Lazaris founded the toy company 70 years ago. He began Toys R Us at the age of 25, anticipating that the post-war baby boom would create a need for baby supplies and toys. Good thinking. However, the chain's liquidation sale was briefly put on hold yesterday, but is expected to resume today.
You know what? After this week's news headlines, you know what the world needs a little bit right now? A little Mr. Rogers. This week, the trailer was released for the new documentary featuring everyone's favorite neighbor. Grab some Kleenex.
A television program for children made its unauspicious debut on station WQED in Pittsburgh. Its host, Fred Rogers.
Mr. Rogers?
Yeah.
I want to tell you something.
What would you like to tell me?
I like you.
I like you, my dear. Thank you very much for telling me that.
If you take all of the elements that make good television and do the exact opposite, you have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Low production values, simple set, unlikely star. Yet, it worked.
Love is at the root of everything. All learning, all relationships, love or the lack of it. There must be times when you do feel blue. I'm not feeling blue right now, though.
Me neither.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Oh my my goodness, I cannot wait to see that. Literally, this trailer makes me tear up. Won't You Be My Neighbor officially hits your neighborhood on June 8th. 2 words, burn Kleenex. Now, if you want to see the entire 2.5-minute trailer, I posted it on my Facebook page. And it is a beautiful day to honor Mr. Rogers with a postage stamp. That's right, the Postal Service, they're releasing a stamp featuring Fred Rogers in his trademark red cardigan, along with the Puppet King Friday, my favorite. The Forever stamp officially goes on sale today.
I'm glad he's finally getting his due.
I am too. It looks just fascinating, and he's led an incredible life. Protests erupted overnight in the wake of a police shooting involved an unarmed man in Sacramento.
Demonstrators shut down a freeway and blocked fans from getting to an NBA game. ABC's Kanya Whitworth has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, shutting down the interstate at the height of rush hour. Calling for justice after the police shooting of an unarmed black man. Overnight, protesters blocking Sacramento Kings fans from entering the arena. The team closing the building altogether before starting the game with a delay in front of nearly empty stands. The tensions sparked by this disturbing video in which Stephon Clark was killed, captured on police body cameras. Police pursuing a burglary suspect when they approached Clark in his grandmother's backyard. Police say the 22-year-old father of 2 advanced towards them, and they feared for their safety.
Too far? Yes.
But police say Clark never had a weapon, only a cell phone. And coming up at 7 a.m., the controversy over police body camera policy. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kana Whitworth, ABC News, Sacramento.
Before people invite something new into their homes, they want to know who you are. We're Almond Breeze, and we only use California-grown Blue Diamond almonds in our almond milk, cared for by our family of almond growers. Blue Diamond Almond Breeze. The best almonds make the best almond milk.
Overwhelming air fresheners can send you running. So try Febreze One to gently clean away odors with no aerosols and no heavy perfumes, so you can spray and stay. Febreze One.
Did you know pain is caused by aggravated nerves? Aspercreme with lidocaine is revolutionary relief. In just minutes, it desensitizes your aggravated nerves to block pain with no odor or irritation. Aspercreme with lidocaine. Relieve the nerves, stop the pain.
People everywhere are confusing Quilted Northern for a bouncy castle. They're both durable, flexible, and nice to have at parties. But Quilted Northern is not a bouncy castle. It's just really nice toilet paper.
Car experts and customers agree there's a lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease the all-new 2018 Subaru Impreza for just $195 a month for 42 months with zero due at signing. That's right, not one penny. Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Everybody can make something.
because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
We mean business and that we want change in the next upcoming election.
Students making their voices heard as they gear up to march for their lives this weekend.
And marches are taking place nationally and here on the Suncoast. Marla?
And March for Lives rally happening right here at Marina Jags in Sarasota starting tomorrow. We're speaking to an organizer of that march and said she has enough of the gun violence. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You are watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Good morning to you. Happy Friday. It is March 23rd. We've made it through the week. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Stephanie Webb. It seems like a feat some weeks.
It does. It does on this shift, yes. And I'm Ray Collins. A little chillier this morning than yesterday, John Scalzi.
Yes, indeed. And the dry air is responsible for that. The dry air is also responsible for a high fire danger across the region this morning. So we do have in areas of Manatee County and Charlotte County a red flag warning up for high fire danger. Also out in the marine waters to the south of us, there is still a small craft advisory up through the morning hours. So if you're boating early and heading south, just remember that the wave action may be a little bit higher around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. As far as our forecast goes, well, our temperatures are certainly starting off a little bit cooler. 46 degrees in Bradenton, Parrish, Wauchula, Mayaca City. Arcadia coming in at 45, 47 in Northport. Sarasota right now holding at 50, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see it dip into the upper 40s this morning before we start to warm a little bit. We'll get up to about 53 by 9 a.m. And then we're well on our way to a warm up this afternoon, though, that carries us through the next 7 days. 71, our daytime high today, warmer than yesterday, and we're going to be adding to that each and every day for the next several days. We'll talk about how warm we get, how long we stay there, what the weekend looks like coming up in a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Nothing too major so far in Manatee County. Some build up there on Manatee Avenue West and also 301 and 70 as usual. Checking farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota County. University showing some action there in the eastbound lanes around Tuttle and Lockwood Ridge. Otherwise pretty clear. And then checking our final maps to the south. A little blip there on 41 northbound as you head from Northport toward South Venice.
Preparations for tomorrow's March for Our Lives are happening right now all across the country as students get ready to band together for change. Now teens are motivated and many have actually started traveling to the nation's capital. But for those who can't make it to Washington, D.C., there are local marches that are taking place in cities all over the country this weekend. The purpose? To urge lawmakers to seriously tackle the nation's gun issues. And some of Sarasota's very own are participating in March for Our Lives rallies right around here tomorrow.
Our Marla Spence has a preview for us live on Sarasota's Bayfront. Marla?
Yeah, guys, I'm told close to 20,000 people could be coming right here to Marina Jags in Sarasota for that March for Lives Sarasota rally that's expected to start tomorrow morning. Now, that March for Lives rally is just one of hundreds that are taking place around the country where participants will be rallying against gun violence in schools. We spoke to one of the organizers for the March for Lives Sarasota rally, and she tells me she's a mother who's had enough. She says she works and specializes in grief and those with mental issues, and she says she believes gun violence and school safety is not a mental issue, but a gun and a human issue.
A lot of the mentally ill are those that tend to be vulnerable in our community, and I've seen it firsthand. And so I jumped in because I saw this mom in pain, and I didn't want to just sit back and do nothing. When you poke the mama bear enough times, we wake up and we say no more.
And those supporting the March for Lives rally and also the Parkland victims, they'll be meeting right here at Marina Jacks tomorrow morning from 10 o'clock to noon. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And check out the cover of this week's Time magazine. 5 students who survived that deadly Stoneman Douglas High School shooting are on the cover right there. The word enough is the caption. I think that says enough. It's also their message. About 200 Stoneman Douglas students will be in Washington for this Saturday's march.
Meantime, the ride-sharing company Lyft is offering free rides to people going to March for Our Lives events in 50 cities across the country. Those include 5 cities in Florida, including Tampa and Orlando. The company says its co-founders support the civic engagement these students have inspired.
And Sarasota County is introducing a new 5-point safety plan for all of its schools. So here is the plan. First, collaborate with local law enforcement to provide off-duty officers on 21 elementary school campuses for the rest of the school year. 2, place school resource officers on all Sarasota County school campuses by next school year. 3, invest $25 million to enhance the school structures. And then 4, strengthen the capacity of the Internal Office of Safety, Security, and Emergency Management. And then 5, work with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office on a school guardian program. Those would be people that are authorized to carry guns that aren't necessarily the resource officers. Now, to find the latest on all the school safety changes, including the schools that your kids might go to, you can find them right here, as well as breaking news and your up-to-the-minute first alert forecast. Just head over and download our app on your smartphone. You can find it WWSB or My Suncoast.
A special meeting is happening today in Manatee County about the school bus driver who was convicted of soliciting a prostitute. A judge convicted this man, 50-year-old Jerome Heaven, last month, but he is still employed by the district. He's been reassigned away from students, but attempts to fire him have been blocked by a state board. Now, the school board plans to hear both sides today in a special hearing in downtown Bradenton.
The expansion of the Riverwalk in Bradenton continues to become more of a reality. Last night, people in the community had a chance to hear some survey results regarding that expansion. Nearly 900 people participated in a survey. They gave their input on just how to transform that mile stretch along the river near Manatee Memorial Hospital. Now, those conducting the survey found that people's love of nature was big, as well as they love the scenery along that Riverwalk, more things to enhance that. They wanted places to have more social interaction, and they also wanted to be able to volunteer to help with the project.
Expect something that's similar but different than the current Riverwalk. I'm personally hoping for public art, the history postcards, a lot of opportunity for people to sit, reflect, and engage in health and wellness.
Well, now that they've completed the survey, the plans for the project should be ready to go by this summer, and the expanded Riverwalk is expected to be finished within the next 2 years.
Some Alta Vista residents in Sarasota are teaming up to fight City Hall. They've been told their street name has to change from Novus Place to Novus Street. The city says Novus Place is an incorrect designation and it needs to change. Neighbors say changing it now would cost them money, time, and aggravation, but the city says it never should have been called Place, well, in the first place.
Actually platted as a street. The property appraiser's office notes it as a street. Our city map notes it as a street. Our city code notes it as a street.
So how did it first get called a place then?
I don't have any idea.
Why do we have to go through all these problems? Because of somebody down in City Hall.
Well, the residents told me they plan to approach commission to get the city code changed on this name issue.
Love the circus and love live music? Well, you can get them both at the same time and same place this weekend. It's the Circus of the Voices, or Cirque des Voix.
Nice.
Right back to my French high school moment. It's only in town for 3 days. It features circus artists and a 100-person choir from Key Corral, the only show that has a combination like this in the country.
So it's a highlight every year for the singers and the instrumentalists to be able to work with circus artists, and for the circus artists to be able to work with live music, which is a rarity these days. So it's really an experience for all of the senses.
All of musicians are local, and all the circus stars come from all over the world. This specific show features music from Danny Elfman and his many film scores. There's going to be 3 shows total, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Sounds great. It's intoxicating. Spring training is winding down. Just 2 more games at Ed Smith Stadium. Here's a live look at the park right now. Orioles play the Rays at 1:05 today. The O's have their final game tomorrow night against the Twins. And the Pittsburgh Pirates' final game is Monday in Bradenton. The season starts a little bit earlier this year, March 29th. That way the players get more time off during the regular season. And yesterday, I sat out in left field. I've been accused of that before.
I'm always in left field.
Yeah, but I sat out there at the tables. You kind of kick back. A free drink comes with those tickets.
Oh, nice, nice.
I knew you'd like that.
Yes.
And I didn't think I'd love sitting out there, but it is a very unique and relaxing perspective out there in left field at Ed Smith Stadium.
I was so blown away the first time I went to that stadium. It is absolutely beautiful. Like, there's not a bad seat in the stadium. Like, even as silly as it sounds, the landscaping is so beautiful. Like, it's just a great experience. You could not like baseball and go, and you're going to have a great time.
It's aesthetically pleasing, shall we say.
It is.
It's just
Beautiful
a very
stadium.
nice setting. We'll be there tomorrow night, too.
All right.
6:05 against the Twins.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert weather and traffic and...
New this morning, a new way to get around all the shops at University Town Center when we come back. But first, here's a peek outside our window. A little chillier out there today than yesterday, John Scalzi.
Yes, indeed, by a few degrees. Bus stop forecast looks pretty good, though. There is no rain, no fog, no issues like that. Just chilly. It's a 53-degree pickup time and drop-off time this afternoon. When the kids are coming home, about 70 degrees, full sunshine, no rain in the forecast. Not a delay at any of the airports that are serving Sarasota, the hubs that serve Sarasota, so that's good news. And if you're taking a walk on the beach this evening, much better than yesterday. Winds will be dying down. Water quality looks good. Most of the red tide has been pushed further to the south. I'll give it 4 beach balls out of 4. Complete forecast in a minute.
It's time to take a road trip.
Burn rubber for Birmingham, where you can feed your need for speed at Barber Motorsports Park and Museum. Now this gets my motor running. Meet Iron Men. Hey there, big guy. And make a date with your 9-iron. Feed the animals at the zoo and the birds. Then enjoy the award-winning restaurant scene. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
Come experience the rugged capability and luxurious comfort of a new Ram truck and get big savings during Ram Truck Month at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks. Get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $23,999. Or save big and get $10,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Want to know a secret? If you're looking for the best selection of area rugs at an unbelievable price, the only place you need to look is Rugs is Art. I know what you're thinking. Expensive, right? Wrong. Rugs is Art has the largest selection of area rugs on the west coast of Florida in a variety of styles, with 8x11 area rugs starting at $199. Largest selection, personalized service, and unbelievably low prices. You'll find it all at Rugs is Art.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I do that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure.
We're visiting the Wildlife Center of Venice. When a wild animal is in need of help, this group of volunteers comes to the rescue.
Join us this week on ABC 7.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather with meteorologist John Scalzi.
50-degree air temperature out there with a dew point value coming in at 36. Cool, crisp start to the morning. A little bit cooler than it was 24 hours ago. So as you head out the door, light sweater, jacket might be required. We'll watch the temperature kind of climb as we head into the afternoon, warmer than it was yesterday, actually. So a warming trend actually is beginning even as we speak, even though we're just a little bit cooler right now. North-northeast wind comes in at about 6. Across the area, it's cold. Look, 45 degrees in Arcadia, 46 in Wauchula, 46 degrees Mayaca City. We even had Becky in Old Mayaca phone in with a report of 38 degrees at her place in Old Mayaca. 47 degrees Northport, 52 Venice, 50 in Sarasota, holding strong at 50. 46 degrees Bradenton Parish coming in at 46 as well. So chilly by about 5 degrees to as much as 12 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago at this time. So bundle up. The good news is that the warming trend carries us into the afternoon with a 71 daytime high. Warmer than yesterday. And I think as we head into the next several days, it'll be warmer, still gaining a couple of degrees each and every day till we get to about Sunday when we top it out at about 80 and just kind of hold there, drift right into next work week at about 80 degrees. So it should be pretty nice indeed. By this evening, we still have some dry air in place. So as the sun goes down, the winds are a little calmer today. Our temperatures will fall off once again. So if you're dining al fresco this evening or going to be walking around the city, you'll probably require a light jacket or maybe a light sweater. Otherwise, across the state, it's dry as a bone, so there'll be no rainfall today or any time this weekend. Got some plans outdoors this weekend, no weather worries whatsoever. The dry air is in place. This is the water vapor imagery. I love the water vapor imagery. I really do. It gives you a good snapshot of where the swirls and motions are in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's a microwave channel in the satellite that's kind of tuned to picking up water vapor, water gas in the air at mid and upper levels. And this tan color is that dry air, the absence of the water vapor. So clearly across the state of Florida, it's dry aloft. It's going to lead to a starry sky tonight, and it's going to lead to plenty of sunshine today. And right straight through the weekend, there's a river of this dry air going right across us. Forecast looks pretty good, I think. Daytime high will be reflective of the position of that high pressure ridge. And as it starts to drift further to the east and the winds start to shift further to the east as well over the weekend, our temperatures will go up. And they'll go up to about the 80-degree mark or low 80s and kind of hold there, as I mentioned. So that warm-up starting today as that high begins to make the trek eastward. Rain-free, sinking air in place, dry air in place, none of it producing any rainfall. And it's nice right straight through next week, it looks like. Temperature trend showing the low nighttime temperatures continuing to rise with a few dips here and there. I think on Monday, we'll probably have a weak frontal boundary trying to come through, and it'll lower our temperature a few degrees, but it won't be like the last one. It's not going to be a cold blast. So it looks pretty nice for us. Boating looks good. I know a lot of boaters have been kind of unhappy about the winds over the last couple of days. Well, those will be dying down today. 5 to 10 knots this afternoon. Should be nice. Picking up a little bit during the evening with the surge. 2 to 4 foot seas. Choppy conditions on bay and inland waters. But even that choppy condition will be coming down over the weekend, so that's good news too. Forecast looks like this for today. 71 degrees. For tomorrow, 76. For Sunday, 80. So you can see that warming trend carrying us up to 80. And then as we start the next work week, the first full week of spring, we'll look at those temperatures staying in the 80-degree mark each and every day. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside this morning. First alert traffic. The roads are looking pretty decent, but there are starting to be some typical slowdowns. State Road 60 is a big one. There's a couple big construction spots on that one, as well as the bridges that are coming into Bradenton as usual, and a couple spots on 301 in Manatee County. Heading into Sarasota County, those roads are still looking pretty good, but there are some slowdowns out there on University Parkway, Fruitville, and Bee Ridge Road, as there are typically around this time of the morning. And then if we head farther south in the county, those roads are looking pretty good out there. No real congestion spots, no real gridlock spots to see this early of the morning. So we do have one little accident to tell you about right there that looks like it is on
776 there down by Englewood.
Yes, it is. And if we can have some information, we're going to tell you what's going on there. Usually we have like a little pop-up thing that will tell us exactly what's going on. But just note that on look, ask and you shall receive. Boca Royale Boulevard, there's an accident at 776 Englewood, which is Englewood Road. So be on the lookout for that one. That is your first alert traffic at 6:49. Well, if you love to shop at University Town Center, there is a new way for you to get around with less traffic. Shoppers can now use environmentally friendly shuttles to get to and from 3 shopping areas: the mall at UTC, the shops at UTC, and the West District at UTC. Now, those shuttles do run Wednesday through Saturday from 1 to 8, and then on Sundays from noon until 6. The best part, those shuttles are free.
Well, this is the final day of school before spring break in Sarasota and Manatee counties. Students are on break all next week. Easter, of course, is a week from Sunday. In Sarasota County, lifeguards are on duty every day from 10 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. In Manatee County, lifeguards are on duty from 9 until 5.
Well, you only have a few more days to get out and enjoy the 82nd annual Sarasota County Fair if you haven't done so far. There's plenty of rides, entertainment, 2 stages, all kinds of good stuff going on there. Now, the Midway itself is off of Fruitville Road. There is free parking, and that fair runs through Sunday. Sunday is officially the last day, and it looks like a great weekend to go out there and check it out this weekend.
Pretty blue sky in that video. We'll update the day's top 7 headlines before 7 up next.
And a look at your first alert weather and traffic as you get ready to head out for the day.
But first, some tragic news overnight in New York in Harlem. There was a fire, and a firefighter, Michael Davidson, was killed, a 37-year-old father of 4. 5-alarm fire at a very unusual location.
Yeah, it was actually on the movie set in Harlem of this new movie called Motherless Brooklyn. It starred Bruce Willis and Ed Norton as well. And apparently there was a big mess there last night. And as Ray mentioned, 1 firefighter lost his life. 2 others are in the hospital this morning.
We'll have more local headlines next on Good Morning Suncoast.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night. Thank you.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit HelpSaveTheNextGirl.com and get involved.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
ABC 7 wants to make sure that you are ready for the day.
Here are the top 7 things you need to know, starting with John Scalzi's forecast.
So we're looking at some warming conditions over the course of the weekend. Should be nice. We have a dry spell that's underway. It'll carry us right through the weekend and beyond. And the winds will relax, making it better boating weather and making it feel more comfortable as well. Those are your take-homes.
First alert traffic, checking an accident there down by Englewood at Boca Royale Boulevard and 776. Otherwise, mostly clear right now across the Suncoast. Now to Sarasota's Bayfront, here's Marla.
And March for Lives rallies are happening all across the country, including right here at Marina Jack, starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Close to 20,000 people will be out here rallying against gun violence.
200 students from Stoneman Douglas will be at the march in Washington. 5 of the students appear on Time magazine with the caption "Enough," referring to gun violence in this country.
Number 5, some Alta Vista residents are teaming up to fight Sarasota City Hall. They've been told their street name has to change from Novus Place to Nova Street. The city says Novus Place is wrong and it needs to change. Residents plan to approach the commission to get the city code changed on this one.
Number 6, if you like to shop at University Town Center, there is a new way to get around. There's now a shuttle service among the different shops around University Park.
And number 7, what the world needs this week, Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
And you can have him. Kind of. The trailer for Won't You Be My Neighbor, it's a new documentary about Fred Rogers, was released this week. It's in theaters June 8th, and you can pick up the postage stamp today. He's got an honorary postage stamp.
And that
out there
is
as
tough to lick.
Oh, boy.
Any
You've
chance?
been waiting for that for 2 hours, hasn't he?
Yeah,
2 hours.
at least, yeah.
New stamp's tough to stick. All right, have a good weekend, folks. We'll see you on Monday.